My evening routine starts around 7 o'clock. After taking a shower, I put on clean clothes and I apply tilak. This body is a temple in which Sri Krishna resides, and by applying tilak on our forehead, we are reminded of that. Tilak is a very powerful thing, and Shastra says that Yamadutas never come near a person who wears tilak. After that, I air out the sitting cushions. Today is raining here in Switzerland. Yesterday was the last sunny day this year, I guess. So for the next 6-7 months we will just have gray, rainy, cold. If we are lucky, it might snow. I don't know. But the good thing is I'm going soon to India, so sunshine. Then I clean the floor by hand, as you can see. I used to have a vacuum cleaner, but since it broke down some years ago, I never bought a new one. Why, you may ask? You see, I have been to India many times, and even if my life depended on it, I could never say the exact number. I stopped counting after the 15th time. When there, I used to stay with one nice Indian family, and I learned a lot of things that now I am proudly implementing in my daily life. Cleaning the floor by hand is one of those things. I think I can do it much better than even the newest version of Dyson vacuum cleaner. Haha, anyway, jokes aside, I'm also a minimalist and I like to keep my life simple. I really hate accumulating stuff. You may also wonder if it is really necessary to clean the floor daily, since I live in Switzerland and Switzerland is dust-free. But I guess you will be surprised if I told you that yes, it is necessary to clean every day. Also, maybe because we are Vaishnavas and we like spotlessly clean environment. Cleanliness next to godliness. Then I go to the kitchen to prepare the evening offering for Sri Krishna, and that is always milk and some sweet. I have sometimes cookies or cake, but for today I decided to make strawberry halava. It has been a long time since I made this for Krishna. So first I melt little butter on low flame. And then I cut and wash the strawberries. Then in the melted butter, I add 1 ladle suji or semolina, and I roast the suji on low flame until golden brown. Then in another pot I add 4 ladles of water, 2 of sugar, and then I add the strawberries and I cook it till it boils. When the semolina turns golden brown, I add this boiling water with the strawberries in the pot, and then I cook it for another 2-3 minutes on low to medium flame until the suji absorbs the fruits and the water. Then I boil some milk, just a little bit, just enough for my Radhishyam Sundar. And then I add some brown sugar and saffron. Saffron and elaichi are my 2 favorite spices when it comes to sweets. Then I let the milk to cool down a little bit, but should be warm enough and comfortable for Krishna to drink so that he doesn't burn his sweet lotus mouth. There are 3 basic mantras which we have to recite in order for the bhoga to be offered to Krishna. The first mantra is the Guru mantra, then the second mantra is the mantra of Lord Caitanya, and the third one is Krishna mantra. Namo visnu-pādāya kṛṣṇa-preṣṭhāya bhū-tale śrīmate Bhaktivedanta Swami nāmine namaste sārasvate deve gaura-vāṇī-pracāriṇe nirviśeṣa-śūnyavādi-pāścātya-deśa-tāriṇe. Namo mahā-vadānyāya kṛṣṇa-prema-pradāya Krishna Chaitanya namine gaura-vāṇī namaha. Namo brahmanya devaya go-brahmana hitaja jagaditaya Krishna govindaya namo namaha. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So while Krishna is accepting the bhog offering, I would like to discuss a few things. Firstly, we know that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He doesn't have to eat, he's not hungry, but we do offer what we cook to him because out of love and gratitude. Secondly, only Sattva Guna food is to be offered to Krishna. What is Sattva Guna food? This is food in the mode of goodness. Means fresh fruits and vegetables, milk and milk products and grains. Foodstuffs that are in the mode of Rajaguna and Tamaguna are to be avoided, and actually they are prohibited. We cannot offer them to Krishna. This is like meat, fish or eggs, also onion and garlic. I'm not criticizing anybody here who eats onion and garlic. I'm just saying that onion and garlic is not to be offered to Krishna, and this is also stated in Bhagavad Gita in the 17th chapter, verse 8, 9 and 10. It is explained, Sri Krishna himself is explaining the foodstuffs in the mode of goodness, passion and ignorance. Thirdly, third important thing is the cleanliness. We have to be clean, we have to take shower, and we have to put fresh clothes before we start cooking and offering the food to Sri Krishna. What does that mean also when to take shower? To take shower is important in the morning, early in the morning when we wake up, and also after toilet number 2, we are also supposed to take shower. And then there are 3 mantras with which we offer the foodstuffs to Krishna. The first mantra is the mantra to Srila Gurudev. Second mantra is to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and the third one is to Sri Krishna. Why? Because we identified ourselves as servant of Krishna. We are not directly jumping to serve Krishna, but between us and Sri Krishna there is Guru and there is Lord Chaitanya. So in the description down below of this video, I will write these 3 mantras with the translations. But of course, we all know the story of Ladu Gopal. We can simply, after cooking with love and devotion for Sri Krishna, we can place the food in front of him and we can ask him to eat. So I would like to narrate quickly the story of Ladu Gopal for those who don't know, but I guess mainly all of you know. There was a very big devotee of Lord Sri Krishna, and he had a son called Raghunandan. Raghunandan was 5-year-old boy. So when on one point his father had to leave somewhere in another place for Krishna Katha, and he instructed his son to offer whatever his mom is cooking to offer to Gopal, and he showed him how to do it. So he left. The next day his mother gave him a plate of ladus and said, please offer this to Gopalji. The little 5-year-old boy went on the altar. He offered these foodstuffs to Gopal and was waiting for him to eat. And he was like, Gopal, eat. Nothing. Gopal, eat. In his 5-year-old mind, he was expecting now Gopal to, start to eat the way we eat. And then he started crying in sadness and frustration. He was like, Gopal, my father said, you should eat, I should offer you this food. And then Gopal spoke. He said, oh, you really want me to eat this? He was, yes, please do. and Gopalji started eating the foodstuffs. He came back to the kitchen and his mother was like, "Where are the ladus?" He said, "But Gopalji ate." And this happened again and again for a few days until his father came, and the mother narrated this story, like how actually there is, after the offering, there is nothing left because Gopalji eats everything. The father was in total disbelief. He said, "I have to see this with my own eyes." So the mother cooked some ladus, and the father asked his son to please go and offer them to Gopalji. And as usual, he placed the plate in front of Gopalji and he said, "Please eat." And as always, Gopalji started eating. And then the father, who was hiding behind the curtain, he gasped in disbelief. He was, "Ah!" And then Gopal heard that, "Ah!" And then he froze in mid-air, you know, like he was just about to take a bite from the ladu and he froze. And this Thakurji of Ladu Gopal stayed to this day, and this is how Gopal became Ladu Gopal. So if we have this pure love and pure faith in the Lord, then of course we can offer him like that, "Please eat." But what we also can do, I also do that personally, I say the 3 mantras, and then at the end I ask Sri Krishna to please accept this foodstuff. Then I remove the offering, I clean the altar, and after that I remove the roses, the rose petals. I always have at home fresh roses, which I offer in the morning and in the evening before I put them to bed. I remove them and I put them in a special pot where I place those flowers, and when they are dry, then I throw them in the nature. After that, I give them fresh water. The water that I fill their silver cups with in the morning, I give to that plant, which actually has been drinking Maha water from my Radheshyam for years and years. And I think when it's time for the plant to leave this body, will go to Golokdam, because she has been drinking only Maha water. Now next thing is I remove the flute, the peacock feather, the jewelries, the turban and the veil from Srimati Radharani, so when they go to bed they feel comfortable. Do you see this butterfly? This is Maha from Radha Madhava from Bhaktivedanta Thakur. It was like Radharani was holding it in her lotus hand, and I got it when I did little service for them. And then my friend Mataji gave me. Check. This is my Giriraj Maharaj and Dvaraka Shila here on the right side. So I will remove here the jewelries too from them. And I have a special bed for my Radheshyam with silk bed sheets. I have made them, I sewed them, and also silk cover. And this blanket was, my mother knitted this blanket. I have few, I have also in yellow for change. So my mom got also some Sri Krishna mercy. So with mantras, I will now put them to rest in bed. But this is quite intimate, I won't put it on the camera. See you in a bit. मेरे दोस्तों, हलवा बहुत स्वादिष्ट है। तो मेरा राधेश्याम सो रही है। आपसे जल्दी फिर मिलेंगे। शुभ रात्रि, हरे कृष्णा।